In the year 1325, a wealthy and influential Muslim king embarked on a pilgrimage to Mecca, leading a colossal caravan that stretched for miles until it vanished on the horizon. This king, Mansa Musa of Mali, was one of the richest individuals in history. His arrival in cities along his pilgrimage route caused entire economies to collapse due to the massive influx of gold he brought with him, which devalued the local currency. Mansa Musa, born in the early 1280s as the heir to the powerful West African Empire of Mali, ascended to the throne in 1312. His empire encompassed present-day Mali, Mauritania, and much of the surrounding regions. He was the 10th ruler of Mali and followed a line of illustrious predecessors. Musa was also a devout follower of Islam, which had gradually spread to West Africa through trade routes across the Sahara over preceding centuries. At the time, Islam was primarily practiced by traders and aristocrats, and as the richest man in the empire, Musa was a devout adherent. Mali was renowned as one of the world's largest producers of gold, and Musa spent the first 12 years of his reign expanding his territory by conquering nearby cities and incorporating them into his empire. He notably captured the prosperous trading hub of Gao, located along the Trans-Saharan trade route, and the thriving metropolis of Timbuktu, which was a center of learning and culture in West Africa. In 1324, Musa embarked on a grand display of his wealth and devotion to Islam. Accompanied by tens of thousands of followers, slaves, and caravans loaded with gold, supplies, and commodities, he set off on a journey to share his riches with the Islamic world. Along the way, he generously distributed gold to the poor and commissioned the construction of numerous mosques. Accounts from witnesses attest to the incomprehensible magnitude of Musa's wealth. He also met influential Islamic rulers such as the Mamluk Sultan of Egypt, Al-Nasir Muhammad, in Cairo, leaving a lasting impact. His pilgrimage lasted approximately 1 year, and upon returning to Mali in 1325, Musa further solidified his rule by building mosques and universities throughout his empire. With the assistance of architects and engineers from Andalusia and Egypt, Timbuktu and Gao became prosperous centers of learning. News of Mali's prosperity spread throughout the Mediterranean, attracting traders from southern Europe, Granada, Genoa, Venice, as well as from all over Africa and the Middle East. Musa's rule led to urbanization, with the empire boasting up to 400 cities at its height. His reign also had a positive impact on the surrounding nations, spreading prosperity throughout West Africa, primarily due to the region's vast reserves of gold. Even after Musa's death, West Africa remained prosperous for centuries. However, in the early 17th century, increasing internal instability led to the collapse of the Mali Empire, making way for new militaristic states in the region that profited from the demand for slaves as a new form of currency. European powers would later purchase African slaves from these states, utilizing the wealth acquired from the Americas. The discovery and exploitation of the Americas by Europe disrupted the Eurasian economy, which had been in balance for centuries. Unfortunately, in more recent times, an uneducated and racist view emerged that portrayed Africans as inferior to Europeans. This distorted perspective has led to the misconception that Africa lacks a civilized history. In reality, African history is diverse, fascinating, and as significant as any other region on Earth.